Good afternoon. Welcome, Ward 13. I'm Mike Lopez. I'm sitting in for John. And this week we're going to be talking about the American Legion. We're going to talk about the Legion Riders. We're going to talk about Memorial Day and the Vietnam Monument that's going to be at Veterans Memorial Park on Memorial Day. Today, I'd like to start off with Scott. He's going to introduce himself and tell us a little bit about himself before we get into any type of questions. And you can call in at 540-3091 if you have any questions. Scott?
Hi, I'm Scott Johnston. I'm a transplant from the Midwest. I spent 9 years in between the New Hampshire and Maine National Guard, serving our country. Currently, I actually live in Ward 8. Member of the Sweeney Post for over 2 years now. Member of the Legion Riders for just over a year. And currently I am the treasurer of the Legion Riders and just got elected to be the senior vice commander of the American Legion at the Sweeney Post.
That's great. We hear about the Legion Riders, and I don't think the public knows that much about the Legion Riders. A lot of people go around as motorcycle guys, and I like to put an end to that because it's, even though they drive those nice vehicles, or if you want to call them vehicles. But could you tell me a little bit about the Legion Riders? What are they all about?
The Legion Riders isn't a motorcycle club. We're actually a riding group. Okay, so we're not the same as a motorcycle club. We're vets, and we are supporters, which are Sons of the American Legion and the Auxiliary, which is the women's portion of the post. And we raise funds to help different veterans, and we support other veterans groups in New Hampshire.
So what kind of fundraisings do you do?
We have a annual, what they call a breakout run, where you get people together and take them on a nice scenic tour of southern New Hampshire. So usually about an hour and a half ride. And then we come back to the post and we have some food. We have different auctions and raffles. And we try to raise funds for actually this year it's for Honor Flight New England. So they can get some of the veterans to Washington, D.C. to see the memorials.
Well, that's a great program. And maybe you could talk a little bit about maybe the vest that you wear. Is there a symbolic there? Or?
Yes, it's actually it's very regulated. It's what you see on the front here is we're allowed to have this plus 5 service-related pins. We're not allowed to have any other motorcycle patches or anything like that. It's very regulated by national and by our post.
So when did you become involved with the Sweeney Post American Legion?
What happened was we happened to come to a function for another club, and I talked to a couple of people from the Riders, and I said, hey, this is going to be a great place to come down and help veterans, because that's something in my heart. Being a veteran, I want to help other veterans. And then I found out that the Riders actually do escorts for funerals, and that's something near and dear to my heart.
Yes, I noticed that there's some practice for an honor guard, and I noticed that a lot of Legion Riders are involved in that. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, the Honor Guard is actually another program of the post, just like the Legion Riders. We're not a separate group, but we're actually a program of Sweeney Post. And what we do is we practice flag details, marching, how to properly handle rifles, and how to do a proper send-off for a veteran at a funeral.
Brandon, give me about a 30-second break. I have another person coming on set. so much. And I got my other guest here, is Dan Belleville. Dan, would you want to introduce yourself and tell the public who you are and your background a little bit?
Okay. Well, my name's Dan Belleville. I grew up in Manchester. Went through public school here in Manchester. After college, I went into the Army. I did 12 years as an Army officer. Desert Storm. Then after Desert Storm, we got downsized. So I ended up joining the National Guard, did another 12 years in the National Guard. In the meantime, I moved back to Manchester around '94, and that's when I joined the American Legion at Sweeney Post.
Very good. Now, let me get back to the Legion Riders. How does one become a Legion Rider?
You put in an application, and then you have a probationary period, which is a 90-day period where we learn about you and you learn about us. And we learn if you're going to be a good fit for our group, we want somebody that's going to have the same mindset and the same, they want to do the same support, and then make sure if you're going to be a member, which is a motorcycle rider, that you can actually ride a motorcycle and not say you can. And we have everybody sort of discuss you, and then you come up for a vote, and then generally you become a member after 90 days.
Now, if they don't ride, I see some of the vests that have support. What does that mean?
What they are is they're non-motorcycle riders that help us do our fundraising. Like when we're doing our breakout run, they help with the food and raffles and stuff like that.
So this fundraising, when is that going to happen?
We have our first one coming up on May 8th, which is not this Saturday, next Saturday. Registration starts at 9 a.m. and we're going to have a kickstands up at 10:30, back to the post by approximately noon. We'll have the food and raffles and stuff like that.
Now, do they have to actually be a Legion rider to ride in that?
No, anybody from the motorcycle community is welcome to come down and join us.
Okay, and what's the registration fee?
The registration fee is $20 for the rider and $10 for the passenger.
And that's next Saturday, the
Right,
8th.
May 8th, yeah.
Right before Mother's Day,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, and then we have another, what's called Poker Run, coming up on May 22nd, which is 2 weeks after that, and that's more of a self-guided tour where we go to 4 different posts, and you draw a card, and the best hand at the end is going to be a winner.
Wow. What do you mean, winner of what?
I'm not sure, because that's not my that's not my specialty right now. I'm sure there's a cash prize involved.
Now I see you wear a different hat. Is it all Legion riders wear that, or?
Yeah, this is the actual uniform I have on now with the cap and the vest, the white shirt, black pants and black boots, and the black tie is what I call our dress uniform. So if we're doing a funeral or some special event, this is the way we have to dress. If we're just going to be riding, we can just whatever with our vests on.
I think I just recently a group, I think went to Bosquen.
Yep.
A lot of Legion riders there that day for one of your own, right?
Right. That was Ron Tardif. It's tough to say goodbye to one of your own. So, everybody wanted to look sharp and do the best we could to give them a great send-off.
Now, what about this honor guard? Is there, how does somebody get involved with that? When do you do that?
Honor guard, we practice every Sunday morning from 8:30 to 9:30. That way everybody's got a chance to keep their weekend going. You can go at the Legion. You can talk to Dave Powell. He's in charge of the honor guard. And we practice basic military movements, how to handle a flag, proper formations, rifle movements, right shoulder, left shoulder, and proper way to do a funeral volley.
You can use a bunch of those young guys from Iraq and Afghanistan.
We'd love to have anybody down, trying to get many people together. That way, if we have multiple events on one day, we can send a couple teams different ways.
Dan, How about you
Yes.
talking a little bit about Memorial Day a little bit? We've got a big day coming up here.
Yes, well, Memorial Day, well, another hat that I wear is the commander for the Manchester Veterans Council. And the Veterans Council is composed of all the veteran service organizations in the greater Manchester area, as in the Disabled American Veterans, the Catholic War Veterans, the Marine Corps League, American Legion at Sweeney Post, American Legion at Jutras Post, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Currently, our membership is really low, so we'd welcome, anybody from someone to represent their unit, so we can make decisions, about things to do for the city. In the past, well, we kind of organize the parades for the city, but we also have done things like when Mike was in charge, they put together the World War II Memorial. And a couple years ago, I worked with Parks and Recreation to bring in the service flags and granite benches in Veterans Park. But back to the parade this year, because we have no high school bands or any marching bands, we're going to do a motorcade down Elm Street. We're going to start at North Elm by Webster Street. We'll line up about 1:30, and we'll start moving at 2 p.m. We're going to go down Elm Street about 5 miles an hour. We'll have all as many units represented as we can. Once we get to Veterans Park, we're going to have a couple of ceremonies. The Disabled American Veterans are dedicating a memorial. We're going to have a wreath-laying ceremony and some speeches by some dignified. I've contacted all of our congressmen and senators. Sent an email to the mayor. So it's going to be simple this year. We're hoping by Veterans Day we can have a full-blown parade with bands and everything.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think the public misses the parades.
Yeah.
I know the St. Patty's Day parade had to be canceled, and
Yep.
but I think we can make some noise going down
Yep.
Elm Street a little bit.
Yeah.
The monument that the Disabled American Veterans are putting together at Veterans Park will be a good ceremony. It's a 50th anniversary of Vietnam veterans, so we hope a lot of Vietnam veterans show up for that particular.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Yep.
I have Ray Goulet from the Vietnam veterans in charge of that, so I'm sure he'll do us a good job. And I think the Legion Riders are going to be involved in it.
Yes, we're going to be doing the actual escort and blocking the side road so the motorcade can make an unencumbered trip down Elm Street.
Right. And I think, is there going to be an honor guard or a firing squad too?
I believe yes there is.
Yeah. So that's going to be good. So that's going to take place at the 31st, May 31st. And by the time we get to the park, it'll be around 3 o'clock, I guess.
It'll probably be 2:30,
2:30.
if that.
Yeah. So the ceremonies will start right after that.
Correct.
So I think that's going to be good. I think there's Dave Powell. He's the junior vice commander, but he's a Legion Rider. He does a food drive too, doesn't he?
Yes, this month coming up, we moved it to Sundays because of all the events going on at Sweeney Post, but normally it's Saturdays from 9:30 till whenever all the food's gone. They bring down a tractor trailer, comes from, I believe it's Clear Path for veterans out of Massachusetts, and it's generally about 1,000 boxes of food, which contains milk, cheese, dairy, another dairy product, some type of meat. It's a pre-cooked meat. Last box I saw it was pre-cooked chicken. I guess there's been taco meat, onions, carrots, potatoes, and we give out to basically anybody in the city of Manchester that needs food. I mean, in this time, there's a lot of people that need it, and we're willing to give it out, no charge.
Now that's going to be this week is going to be on this
Sunday.
Sunday, the 2nd,
The
right?
2nd, yes, because there's the American Veterans has their run out of Sweeney Post
I see.
this Saturday, and we have ours on next Saturday. So
Okay.
decided to move it for the whole month, just to keep everything the same.
Okay, so that'll be this Sunday, the 2nd, at 9:30. All you do is drive up, and they'll put a case of food in your.
If you want 1 case, 2 cases, 3 cases, if you've got a complex where 10 people need food, we'll give you 10 boxes.
Wow.
Just, we want to help the city of Manchester and the surrounding area for anybody that needs something to eat.
Well, I think that's a really good program.
Yeah.
I love seeing these guys step forward, the young people taking on the responsibility of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of manpower.
Yeah, and Dave's done a great job coordinating with everybody. We've had people from all over the post, different posts, just coming down to volunteer, even just for a few hours, just to get the boxes unloaded and get it going. The Legion Riders have been down to help.
How many members you have now?
Currently, the Legion Rider, we have 40 members. It actually started out with only 9 people less than 2 years ago.
Now, is the makeup of the 40 members, what do you think is category Legionnaires, auxiliary?
It's probably about 60% Legionnaires, yeah, and 40% between Sons of the American and auxiliary.
And a lot of Sons of the American Legions, they've looked at that they can join the American Legion. Grandfather, father was in the service and stuff like that, or passed away, or whatever the case may be. I know I've signed up quite a few people that are sons. So Dan, how about talk a little bit more about the Veterans Council? Where did it start? How did it come to be?
Well, it started way before I was around. I think, didn't you start it?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Back in 82.
Okay, so you started back when I was a lieutenant
Back
at Fort Stewart, Georgia. So I'm not sure about why it was formed.
Well, it was formed by a group of veterans, Alan Mudd's father, Ray Mudge, and Fred Todd, who was military Purple Heart, years ago, actually before 82, because they reinstituted it in 82. But it was back in the 60s when they started.
Mm.
And so to get together, try to coordinate the different veterans groups on different occasions, Memorial Day and Veterans Day.
Right.
So that went on, and then when it went by for about 3 or 4 years, Tony Caron, who passed away, who was a great advocate of the World War II monument. Mm-hmm. Actually, he's the one that got all the names for the World War II monument. And I asked me if I would take care of getting the money. So I don't know which was the hardest part, getting the names and the money. But thanks to Dick Ananot, who helped me as my co-chairman, we were able to build the World War II monument.
Yeah.
Because the other one was tearing apart. It was all made out of wood,
Right.
and wasn't very good. So, but the Manchester Veterans Council has been around a long time, and it does a good purpose. It does the parade for Memorial Day and Veterans Day for the city of Manchester. Things that we've done at Veterans Memorial Park, not only the World War II monument, the POW-MIA monument we built.
Right.
And the flagpoles are down there now. We've got a Vietnam monument. The 4 squares around the flagpole was something that I got accomplished when I was a commissioner for the Parks and Recreation. So the park has come a long way. So and the veterans were always there to either buy the flags or
Right.
the flagpole or pitch in and do something like the disabled American veterans are doing for the Vietnam monument. So
Right.
it's something that dear to my heart.
So, right. So I got involved in when was it, about 10, 15 years ago. I started going, to the meetings of the Veterans Council, and I realized you were the youngest member. So we needed some continuity, so I decided to hang around and just figure out, learn what you were doing, and so that we'd have some continuity and keep it going. We have a few young members, but like I said, representation of all the groups is lacking.
Well, I agree with you. I think, I don't know, that years ago, people got involved, and now you have a turn of the century, really, that it's hard to find people that want to get involved.
Right.
And they have to look at it being involved, because what the purpose is and what it does for the veterans. That's number one. People join the American Legion. For an example, Sweeney Post got around, let's say, 1,400 people. Maybe 100, 150 come to the post. That's okay. But you strengthen numbers. We have our national officers who fight for our benefits with the
Right.
Congress people and everything. So it's not so. Get the idea that you got to join, you got to go to the post, and you got to have a drink down there, which is a bad omen, because a lot of people that go might have a Coke or play pool or cribbage or something like that, just to be together among
Right.
veterans.
Right.
And where the Iraq veteran and Afghanistan young veterans come out, it's a whole different ballgame. Today it takes two people to work to make a living in most cases. So, it's hard, and I mean, I belong to, I don't know, so many organizations I can't even keep track of them.
Right.
But the DAV, VFW, and American Legion, my primary ones, because they provide the services to the veterans, and so and it's the veterans who in the end deserve the benefits that they're entitled to of going to war, and that's why we're honoring this Memorial Day. We're honoring the Vietnam veterans that given their life, and I might say not just the Vietnam veterans. There's going to be 5 monuments actually. We're going to put up 3 for Memorial Day. We're going to put up the Vietnam, World War II, and Korea, and then the other 2 are going to be done in Veterans Day to have a complete. So if anybody's interested in donating some money to that cause, the DAV just spent $5,000 in order to do this. So very happy with that. So I want to get down to, we're getting a little short of time here. I think we're going to cut this program a little short today because some people didn't show up. But let's go over Memorial Day again so the
Okay.
public understands. And just look right in your camera there. And
So, okay, so we're going to meet on North Elm Street, north of Webster. We'll get everybody lined up in their cars, and people are encouraged to wear masks if they're around, people that aren't in their family. If there's no, if you're just you in your car, you don't need to wear your mask. And at 2 o'clock, we'll step off, is a term, but we'll start driving off, and we'll just motor down Elm Street, about 5 miles an hour. And we hope to have some riders to kind of escort us
Yeah.
and help keep traffic from, cutting into the parade. Once we get to Central Street by George's and Veterans Park, we'll pull up Central Street, and we'll get everybody on the stage that's on the stage at the park, and the Sweeney Color Guard or Honor Guard will line up to do their firing of their rifles. I've got a bugler lined up. We're going to have a few speeches, and the DAV will present, will dedicate their memorial, and then the mayor and our speaker, main speaker, will lay the wreath, and then will be a playing of taps and a firing of the rifles.
Scott, you want to say any last words between what's happening with the riders and
Yeah, I'd like to encourage anybody to come down to our breakout run next Saturday. You don't have to be a motorcycle rider. You come down later and have a meal and enjoy the festivities and maybe win a raffle or two.
You're gonna have music there, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have a DJ and we're gonna have cornhole and
Oh,
a whole bunch of stuff.
good fun day.
Yes, definitely.
So,
Can't
So
wait.
even if you're not a member of the Legion or a rider, you come down to the ride and check it out, and you might be interested in.
I ride my scooter.
Sure. that I want to see, Mike.
So, well, folks, it's coming to an end here, and I just want to say that the American Legion, mainly Sweeney Post here in Manchester, the largest post in the state, as a lot of people have went through the American Legion, and I want to thank the people who are here today leading the charge, the Legion riders, Scott and Dan, who's taken over the reins of the Manchester Veterans Council and moving forward. And it doesn't take much to get involved, but I always look at the other organizations, and it's always 5 to 10 people that are always doing the work today, comparison to yesteryears when we had 30 or 40 people doing the work. But we continue to march and hope that we can inspire younger people to come in and sort of take the reins and do things. I do want to thank both of you for your time today and learn a little bit about the Legion Riders. Memorial Day coming up. I mentioned Memorial Day, May 31st, but if you're going to Bosquen, it's on May 30th at 6 o'clock this year. So you can still go on the 30th and go to the cemetery, but they're having a ceremony at 6 p.m. on the 30th. So just to bring that to your attention. I want to thank everybody, and that ends the program.